Tiny, yes, the Tiny from Escape and one of hip hop's most legendary ladies, recently went out for what should have been a simple shopping trip, but she ended up in a situation that changed everything. And it's all about King Harris, his baby mama, and a revelation that nobody saw coming. You might want to sit down for this one, because what Tiny discovered will make you rethink what you thought you knew about fame, fortune, and real-life struggles behind the glitz and glam. Tiny is out in a high-end boutique. The kind of place where candles cost more than a week's groceries and skincare is basically a luxury investment. She's casually browsing, scrolling through racks, and just vibing in her element. But then, in a twist that seems scripted for reality TV, she bumps into someone completely unexpected, King Harris' baby mama. Now, before you start thinking this was a staged encounter, let me stop you right there. This was pure coincidence, the kind of meeting that makes you pause and rethink how small the world can be. At first, it was the polite, awkward nods, the usual "hi, how are you?" kind of greetings. But as they started talking, Tiny realized very quickly that this wasn't just a casual encounter. There was something deeper going on. Something she could feel immediately, something beneath the surface that the world doesn't normally see. And in that moment, Tiny, who's seen her fair share of fame, drama, and chaos, knew this was serious. As the conversation unfolded, Tiny began to notice details she hadn't expected. King Harris' baby mama didn't have the glamorous lifestyle that social media might make you believe. No flashy cars, no designer bags, no entourage. She was simply trying to navigate life, making ends meet in a world that can be unforgiving, especially when you're trying to raise a child on your own. Tiny, being the woman she is, could instantly see the stress in her eyes, the way she carried herself, the slight tension in her voice. And then came the revelation. She was in a rough financial patch. Bills were piling up, rent was overdue, and the pressures of providing for her child were clearly weighing on her. It wasn't just bad luck, it was months, maybe years, of struggle that had forced her to live quietly, keeping her hardships hidden from the public eye. Tiny, of course, was taken aback. This wasn't the King Harris story that made headlines. This was real life. And sometimes, real life is harder than anything the tabloids could ever print. Now, y'all know Tiny. She doesn't just stand there. She doesn't scroll past someone in need. She's the kind of person who sees a problem and immediately starts thinking about solutions. As she listened, her concern grew. She could feel the urgency in the words, the weight of the responsibility that King Harris' baby mama was shouldering alone. And that's when Tiny's mind started spinning. She began thinking of ways she could help, not just a handout, but real, impactful help. Maybe connecting her with opportunities, maybe helping her start a side hustle, maybe even offering mentorship. Tiny's all about empowerment, not pity. And in that moment, she realized that this encounter wasn't just a coincidence. It was a call to action. Something she had to address, something that could truly make a difference in someone's life. However, sources claim that Tiny, after hearing about the baby mama's struggles, made her an offer, a condition, if you will. She said she would provide financial support, help her get back on her feet, and ensure her child is taken care of. But there was a catch. The woman had to agree to step away from King Harris' life in a way that wouldn't interfere with his son's upbringing. In other words, Tiny offered financial stability, but only on the condition that she would no longer be entangled in King Harris' romantic or personal world. Think about that for a second. Tiny isn't just giving money, she's setting boundaries, she's establishing control, and she's making it clear that her support comes with strings attached. And honestly, that's a move that has social media talking nonstop. Now let's pause for a moment. Imagine being in King Harris' baby mama's shoes. You're struggling financially, trying to provide for your child, and suddenly one of hip-hop's most influential women offers to help, but only if you remove yourself from the life of the father of your child. That's a heavy decision. On one hand, the offer could mean a complete turnaround for her financial situation. On the other hand, it comes at the cost of personal involvement in her child's father's life. And sources say that the woman was shocked, emotional, and torn. She hadn't expected Tiny to intervene, let alone impose such a condition. And that tension, that's exactly what makes this story so fascinating. It's not just about money, it's about control, influence, and the intersection of celebrity power and real-life consequences. As soon as rumors about Tiny's condition hit the internet, Twitter and Instagram exploded. Fans are split. Some are praising Tiny for stepping in and helping a struggling mom, saying, Tiny is a queen, she knows how to protect her network and help people in real ways. Others are questioning her motives, arguing, why put conditions on financial help? That's manipulative. And of course, the memes came fast. People jokingly said, Tiny out here running the baby mama exit plan, and King Harris better watch out. Tiny has business sense and control. But the truth is, no matter what people say online, Tiny's move shows she's strategic. She's not just giving money blindly, she's setting rules, protecting her influence, and making sure the situation is handled the way she sees fit. Now let's talk about why Tiny might have done this. People close to the situation say that Tiny has always been protective of the Harris family, especially King Harris, who she's known personally for years. She wants to ensure that his son grows up in stability and that any unnecessary drama doesn't disrupt the family dynamic. By imposing a condition, she's essentially acting as a mediator and a safeguard, but at the same time, she's exerting her influence. Some gossip blogs are even speculating that Tiny wants to maintain her own reputation as someone who not only helps but controls outcomes. And honestly, in the world of celebrity dynamics, that's not unusual. Tiny has always been known for being sharp, savvy, and calculating when it comes to relationships, business, and family matters. Beyond the drama, there's a real human story here. King Harris' baby mama is facing pressure, financial instability, and the emotional toll of raising a child in complicated circumstances. Tiny saw someone in need and instead of ignoring it, decided to act, but she did so in a way that aligns with her values and her strategic mindset. It's not charity for the sake of a headline. It's conditional support that ensures responsibility, boundaries, and accountability. And that's actually a very mature, albeit controversial, way to intervene. It shows that Tiny isn't just a celebrity. She's a woman who understands leverage, human behavior, and the complicated dynamics of family and fame. Of course, you know the internet doesn't wait. Before you could blink, the gossip mill was already buzzing. People were speculating wildly. Is Tiny about to financially support King Harris' baby mama? Are they going to become close friends? Is this the beginning of some celebrity alliance we didn't know about? And let's be honest, some people even joked, Tiny about to become the baby mama whisperer. But in all seriousness, this wasn't a publicity stunt. Tiny didn't even plan for anyone to know. She just happened to run into someone in need, and her instincts kicked in. That's the part that makes this story so compelling. This is pure, unscripted human connection, happening in a world where everyone's usually thinking about likes, follows, and headlines. What's even more touching about this story is the emotional depth. Tiny didn't just see a financial struggle, she saw a mother trying her best against overwhelming odds. She saw the exhaustion in her eyes, the subtle anxiety in her voice, and the quiet strength it took to keep going day after day. And in a moment that could have been awkward or uncomfortable, Tiny reached out, not as a celebrity, not as someone seeking clout, but as a human being. She listened, she empathized, and she made a silent promise to herself that she would do something to help. Because that's Tiny. She doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk. She's one of the few in the celebrity world who actually turns empathy into action. And trust me, people noticed, even if they didn't realize it yet. Now let's talk about the speculation surrounding what Tiny might do. Sources close to the situation say that she's thinking about a few ways to help King Harris' baby mama financially without making it seem like charity. That could mean connecting her with business opportunities, introducing her to people in her network who could provide mentorship, or even helping her start a brand or hustle that could generate income. Tiny's all about empowerment, not pity, and from what we hear, she wants to ensure that any assistance she provides actually helps long-term. This isn't a handout for a photo op. This is real, life-changing support. And if that's true, you can bet social media is going to explode once people catch wind of it. The internet loves a redemption or empowerment story, especially when it involves a celebrity using their influence for good.